Hello again. We're going to be learning in this video Mishna, Perek Bet Mishna Vav we are up to. I apologize, the last video was a little long. I don't know why. I'll try to move a little bit faster this time. Perek Bet Mishna Vav. Ketzad Bodkin Et HaEdim. So as promised, we discussed last time they would come to Beit Ya'azik and they would be questioned. The Edim, the witnesses who would show, would be questioned to find out what exactly did they see, whether or not what they saw was in fact a new moon, whether or not it's Rosh Chodesh. So Ketzad Bodkin Et HaEdim, how would we check, how would we inquire of the Edim, what exactly would we ask them? Zug Shabarishon. So the first group that came, Edim of course have to be two witnesses that come. You have to accept two witnesses together. So the first group that would come, Bodkinoto, you would check it. Rishon, whoever came first, it's kind of like first come, first serve kind of thing. Whichever witness would show up first, that was one who would get checked first. I mean, even if someone would show up, they seem to be a lot more reliable. It'd be someone who we know better, or someone who's greater, something like that. Doesn't matter. Whoever came first, that's who you would check. That's who you would question first. You take in the greater of the two witnesses, the one who is a greater person, a bigger Talmid Chacham. And you say to him, tell us, how did you see the Lana? What did it look like? Describe to us what you saw. This new moon, again, every month, based on the location of the moon in the sky and the reflection of the sun off of the moon, the moon starts out very, very small. You only see a small part of it has the reflection of the sun that we call the moon, that you see, that's illuminated, that you can actually see. And then as everything rotates, you're able to see more and more and more of the moon. In the middle of the month you see the whole moon, and then it wanes, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you don't see any of the moon at all at the end of the month, and then the new month begins when you see it again. So now that they see the new moon, the moon disappeared, you couldn't see it, and one night, after not being able to see it, the next night you are able to see it. So Ketzad or Ita Talavana, how did you see the moon? What did it look like? Lifnei Achama or La'achar Achama? The part which was illuminated, was it the part that was facing the sun, or the part that was away from the sun? Meaning, which side? Was it the side that was closer to the sun, or that was further from the sun? Is that the side that was illuminated? That was the first question. Tzfona l'droma. Was it to the north or to the south? Right? Where did you see the moon? Kama haya gavoa. How high was it? Where was it in the sky? Right? If you would describe, they would have pictures, and the witnesses would point to the pictures. We'll get to that later on. To see how high it was in the sky. La'ayin hayno 10. Which direction was it leaning? Right? Again, the sun, the first time. So, I'm sorry, the moon. So when you see the moon, so you see a sliver of it. So what direction was that sliver facing? The kama hayrachav, and how wide was it? So these are all questions that they're asking the witness to describe. What exactly did you see? So now, what's the significance of all these questions? So the Mishna says, well, there's one question that's very significant. If he says that he saw it, literally means before the sun, meaning that the side which is closest to the sun was dark and the further side was illuminated, so then lo markum, he didn't say anything. Clearly he's wrong, right? So if he identified the wrong side of the moon, the side which is further from the sun is being illuminated, and not the side that's closer to the sun, so that in that case he can actually answer the question wrong, in which case we reject him and say obviously he's not a kosher witness, because it's impossible what he said to be true. So certainly that's not the case. So that's the one question where if he gets it wrong, then he's just wrong. Then they would take the second witness in, and they would check the second witness. They would inquire, they'd ask him questions. If their words are mechuvan, they're parallel to each other, meaning they say the same thing. They describe it as being a similar place in the sky in the same direction, etc. Edutan kayamet, then the edut indeed stands. We say, oh, they must have seen the moon. They both saw the moon. They both described it the same way. They really saw the moon. Okay, so it must be time for Rosh Chodesh. And then they would go on with the process of Rosh Chodesh, as we'll see. What about the rest of the witnesses who were there? Everyone else showed up to testify on the new moon, but now we're already done. We have two witnesses. That's all we need. The rest of the pairs of witnesses, we would ask them some questions also, just like the general questions. Not that we need them, because we're already done. We have our witnesses, our kosher witnesses. We're ready to go. In order they shouldn't leave with their soul feeling low, feeling down. Right? They made this whole trek to Yerushalayim. They were excited to get to be the ones to go in front of Beit Din and testify. Say, no, sorry, we don't need you. Go home. without ever talking to us. We don't want that, because what's going to happen? First of all, we don't want them to feel bad. Second of all, we want them to come next time. What happens next month? If this month they come and they're not accepted, so next month they're going to say, oh, I saw the new moon. The last time they didn't take me, they won't take me this time either. So they won't show up. So therefore, we'll say, no, I want you to come. We want to talk to you. We want to see what you saw. And that way, next month, you will come again. And that assures us that witnesses, even the ones who aren't needed, will still feel that what they did was necessary, and they will come a second time.